Welcome, dear student. In my channel, we are dealing with the animal diversity third. Hope you enjoyed my earlier lectures and understood all the content of these lectures. And in today's lectures, we'll see the urinogenital system of Scalodon. We have already studied the different systems of Scalodon, and in today's lectures, we'll see the urinogenital system of Scalodon. But before this, you are requested to subscribe my channel so as you can get the update of the new uploaded latest videos. And if you like the videos, please press the like button. So let's start to the urinogenital system of Scalodon. As it called urinogenital system means it has the connection with the urinary as well as genital system, that is excretory as well as the reproductive systems, which are in combinations or associations or just attached to each others. And why they are called so? Because here in case of this reproductive system, these are the structures of kidneys. So these are the kidneys. This one is the kidney. So this is structure of kidney, and again this reproductive structure, that is vasa efferentia, this vasa differentia, which are attached to the these kidneys, and this is about, they are called as urinogenital system. Basically in case of male, it is called as the urinogenital system, but in case of the female, the excretory portion, that is the renal portion, which is kidney, and the reproductive portions are separate. That's why there is a separate excretory system and reproductive system. So this is about the urinogenital system. In case of urinogenital system of male, because as you know in Scalodon, sexes are separate, as well as there is sexual dimorphism. Males and females are separate, and externally we can identify which one is the male and which one is the female on the basis of presence of claspers, which are just present beside the cloaca to the pelvic fin, and these are elongated structures which are present only in male and absent in female. These are the accessory reproductive organs which help in reproductions. So first of all, we'll see the male urinogenital system of Scalodon, which consists the pair of testes, vasa efferentia, then vasa differentia, sperm sac, siphons, claspers. So first of all, we'll see the testes. There are pair of testes into the this coelomic cavity, which are present, elongated, cylindrical, the long testes which are present. This one is the, so these are pair of testes which attach over the rectal glands and again attach to the anterior most part of the kidneys with the mesoarchium, that is the fold of the skin into the this coelomic cavity. With the help of this, they attach to the kidneys. So this is mesoarchium. This elongated cylindrical testes attaches to the kidneys, and posteriorly they rest on the rectal glands. So the pair of testes are present, and as you know, the function of the testes is to produce the sperm or male gamete. So this testes which produces the sperm or the male gamete, and these testes which generally after production passes these male gametes into the this vasa efferentia, and anterior most parts of the kidney, which is called as the this non-renal portions. Anterior portion is called as non-renal portion because it is having this vasa differentia. So due to this vasa differentia which presents at the anterior most part of the kidneys, they are non-renal and not performing the function of filtration of nitrogenous waste. So this is about the this anterior most part, non-renal, and it is also called as a genital parts or reproductive parts in case of the male. Then this is about the vasa efferentia, which are smaller in structures and collecting tubules, which are collecting these sperms or the male gamete from which are produced into the testes. Then much coiled tubes are present at the anterior most portions of the kidneys, which is called as a vasa deferens. The sperm passes from these coiled structures to the posterior most parts or the posterior most portions, and these kinds of the portions is called as a seminal vesicle. So this seminal vesicle is present. Then after this seminal vesicle portion which passes into the cloacal openings or the cloaca, and through the claspers they are just pouring into the female genital opening. So likewise these are the parts of male reproductive system, which is having this seminal vesicle, which is much more broader part, vasa deferentia, which is much coiled part, then siphons, which is present at the ventral sides between the skins and muscles, claspers, which are in pair just beside the this cloaca and attached to the pelvic fins, which are elongated structures and which are helping to ejaculate out the male gamete or the sperm. So this is about the male urinogenital system of Scoliodon. And here are the parts which is having the urinogenital sinus. This is the cloaca, this one is the abdominal pore, and this is claspers. This is a sperm sac which is present here, which is storing the sperm. This is about the sperm sac. Siphons presents between the muscles and the skins. So likewise, male gamete which produce into the testes, male gamete that is sperm, passes to this smaller tubes, vasa efferentia, to the vasa deferentia, which are much coiled structures, then into the seminal vesicle, and to the from the seminal vesicle to the these claspers at the cloacal region. So this is about the male reproductive system. Now we'll see the female reproductive system of Scoliodon, which contain the parts ovaries, pair of ovaries, then ovidical funnel, then oviducts. So which are this part? This is about the pair of ovaries. These ovaries are again raised on these kinds of the epigonial organ. It is again elongated and again attached over the rectal glands and raised from the rectal glands into the coelomic cavity or perivisceral cavity, and at the tip it is having the these eggs or the ovum, which generally release from the ovary into the, again the function of the ovary is to produce the egg or female gamete, egg, ovum or female gamete. This female gamete from this ovary just passes into the coelomic pouch or this perivisceral cavity, and the next portion there is ovidical funnel. This ovidical funnel which generally receive or collect the egg or female gamete or ovum which has been released by the ovary. As it is having the funnel-like structure, it is having the funnel-like structure, that's why it is called as a ovidical funnel. And why it is funnel-like structure? So as to easy to the egg or ovum to go into that oviduct. So that's why it is having the ovidical funnel. As it release from the eggs released from the ovary, it will be easy to the egg to go into that funnel-like structures. Then later on, from this ovidical funnel, the egg passes to this duct is called as oviduct. Then at some interval there is a shell gland which secretes its secretion over the egg. So this is about the shell gland, and the later on this egg passes from this oviduct to the posteriormost portion which is called as the uterus. And here in case of female reproductive system, this urinary part, that is the renal part, which is this is about the anterior non-renal portions of the kidney. Again in case of the female, which is shrinks or somewhat narrower, and again it is non-functional. Though it is not having any kinds of the associations with the reproductive organs, still it is smaller in size, reduce, and the posterior most portion which is broader and which is functional, that is renal portion is functional to the lowermost sides, but anteriorly it is again non-functional. Then eggs which passes into the this uterus, and from this uterus it opens into the cloaca. This is opening of the uteri. This is again abdominal pore, urinary papilla, and this ureters and kidneys are present at the center. So likewise this is the female reproductive system. Now how copulation and fertilization occurs into the scoliton? Or during copulation, the male which comes towards the female and they come closer, male with the help of this water force just inserted the male gamete which are comes into the claspers, and single or double claspers which has been inserted into the female genital opening of the uteri, and with the force of the water of the male releases male gametes or the sperms from these claspers into the this uterus, and where in case of this oviducts or this uterus, the male gamete or the sperm passes rapidly, and eggs which are already present into this oviducts or the uterus, then the fertilization get occurs oviduct, and the later on the eggs, these fertilized eggs which attach to the uterus wall of the uterus, and the development occurs. And as you know, the scoliton is viviparous individual which give birth directly to the young one, and young ones which directly comes or emerges out from the female. So that is viviparity. So likewise this copulation carried out and fertilization occurs, and the later on the development started, and the young of the scoliton which emerges out from the female genital opening. So this is all about the male urinogenital system as well as a female reproductive system of scoliton, along with the copulation and fertilization. Hope you understood all this system very well, and if having any doubts or having any query, please feel free to write into comment box. Thank you very much for watching the entire video.